Hey folks, welcome to Riverbank Gear Review, where we talk all things whitewater and the gear you need to get on the river. Today we're going to be doing a review on one of my favorite pieces of gear, the Selway Fabrication Riverbank toilet system. This groover is one of the best ones on the market in my opinion. Basically it's a roto-molded, washable, sealable, reusable toilet system manufactured out of Boise, Idaho by Selway Fabrication. It's one of my favorite pieces of gear and one of my favorite toilet systems out there on the market. Let's jump in and I'll show you why. Alright, so we're outside now. This is the Riverbank toilet from Selway Fabrication. I always like to run a strap around it, just keep everything together. And like I mentioned before, this is one of my favorite systems, so let's break it down and take a look at it. Basically it has this lid component that comes off. There is an outer shell and the inner sleeve. So you can purchase additional units for these. You really only need one outer shell. It's super simple. These are all roto-molded plastic. It's pretty tough, pretty hard to make a dent in this thing, which I like. One of the benefits to this system is if you fill one inner sleeve, you can easily just slip another one in there, open it up, and you've got another one ready to go. Another big benefit is that the lid is actually built in. So there's a couple other systems on the market where it's basically like a toilet seat or another piece that you have to have, or just another thing that you could lose really if you leave it behind or forget it. So I really like that it's built in. This thing's super stable, square, so it fits in the boat nicely. It's about 18 inches high, and this unit retails for about $425. Some of the other units that are out there, they're a little bit lower to the ground, so I really do prefer this. It's just kind of the perfect height, you know, find your spot, and you got a nice downstream view. So when you purchase this system, you do get the outer shell, the inner tank, hose coupler for the top here, and then an RV hose for your dump. There's basically these clamps on top. Undo 4 of these, and you can open up the unit. So once you do that, once the lid's on, you're open for business. I do keep, this is basically my little kit that goes with this. Got kind of the groover key, little pair of pliers just in case some of the tabs on the lid. When you first get the lid, it does have this gasket on here. You want to seat that down on there and then tighten some. There's 4 screws on the top right here that you want to just tighten down so that it is completely sealed. Last thing you want to do is have something leak on you. So that's one thing I would recommend when you first get the system. It's also nice to have a little pair of pliers just so you can turn these, because once you tighten them down, they do get a little bit tough. So that's setup mode, and then once you go to close it up, just remove that. Put the thing back on there at the top. Now that's totally sealed. Put that on, throw a strap on it, and you're good to go. You might be thinking $425 is a lot for a plastic bucket that I'm just gonna take a dump in. And you're right. But honestly, considering, you know, when it comes to river gear, it's kind of like functionality, price, and longevity. How long is this piece of equipment gonna last? This thing's gonna last forever. There's some other ones out there. The Johnny Partner is actually made of stainless steel, welded, but it's about 800 bucks. So this is about half that, and I actually prefer it. And you know, one thing, if you don't have to necessarily buy a full other inner sleeve. A 5-gallon Gamma bucket will actually fit in here as well, so you can use that as kind of a cheapo extra sleeve if you needed to, if you had a longer trip or, you know, a couple like 20-person trip or something like that, would help you extend the toilet capacity. So now that I've showed how to set it up, basically I'll show you how to hook it up if you're gonna go and clean it out at an RV dump. So this system is scat machine compatible. You can just use the outside, it has some nylon loops on it, and clamp it down to the scat machine when you go to wash it. Honestly, I prefer the RV dump. I use the scat machines for years. They're mostly only available though in certain rivers, and the beauty of the RV system is that it doesn't get covered in all that water and stuff, and you can basically just go find a lot more locations are available to actually dump this thing, and you can kind of do it on your own time too. Like if you don't want to stop at the machine or it's super busy, it's not really that big of a deal to take it home and take it to your local RV dump. So I'm going to show you how to set that up right now. So basically, once you've got your full tank here that you want to clean out, it's easy to take the coupler. You want to open this up slightly. I wouldn't open it all the way real quick because chances are it can be a little pressurized, so I just do that very carefully here. Open up the top lid. Don't lose this piece. And then put this hose coupler. The unit comes with one. I went to Home Depot and actually got another one just because I lost it. But, that screws right onto the top. So that's your water input. You want to make sure you're nice and sealed up here. You don't want to start having leaks come out. And then this is the RV hose connection. So go ahead and undo that carefully as well. Take that piece, these are threaded. Don't lose this as well. And then hook your hose up. Pretty standard RV hose connection. Run your line down the RV chute and turn on your water. And it does help to kind of let it fill up and then kind of give it a little tilt and shake. That's pretty much the setup. It's really simple, it's easy to clean out. You might have to pull the lid off and hose it out a little bit once you're kind of got most of it cleaned out, but it's really simple, it's not that hard to do. And then so once you've got the whole thing cleaned out, I'll come home, open up the inner tank, and fill it up with a bleach solution with some water and just let that sit outside for about a week. And then I'll dump that out and let it just sit in the sun and air out. One thing to keep in mind is that this is a rubber gasket. You don't want to leave that sitting out in the sun or it'll just degrade over time. Every once in a while I'll throw a little bit of 303 on that. So that is the Selway Fabrication Riverbank toilet system. If you found this review helpful, please subscribe to the channel, click the notification bell, and as always, we'll see you on the next one.